You've conquered the lands between, slain God itself, and taken the seat of Elden Lord. But for some reason, you just can't seem to dodge that mother attack. Well, Gaia Ghost got you covered with how to easily dodge Waterfowl Dance every time. Now, you've probably seen some videos of people doing a close-up sidestepping dodge where you kind of trick the camera angle at the last moment. However, this is incredibly hard to pull off. The timing is really tricky. It's hardly consistent. So the better alternative is to just run away. However, you will often find that she queues up the attack just as you're doing a swing or in the middle of a combo, not leaving you enough time to get the distance between you. Well, what if I told you that there was a way to pretty much always know when Waterfowl is coming out, and thus allowing you to get in the proper position for it, and also to kind of dictate when she does it. One thing I need to get out of the way right now is that the Fexter wiki is actually incorrect about this. It states that at 75% of her health, Malenia will get Waterfowl Dance in her moveset, and that after that, she will generally respond to any projectile attack with it, and as such, you should not use projectiles unless she is distracted by a summon. This is not right. She gets Waterfowl at 75% of her health, roughly. However, she only has it X number of times for how much health she has lost. So once at around 75-80% health, another at around 60, another at around 40, then 20, and finally she generally has it again just before you bring her into phase 2. Moreover, it is pretty much always a counterattack. Like most of Malenia's attacks, she generally just kind of stands there until you do something. So when you see her health getting towards these intervals, you just put some distance between you, use any projectile attack, she'll queue up Waterfowl, and you'll have so much distance between you that all you'll need to do is really one dodge backwards and then one dodge through her. I feel it's important to note that if you're running a bleed, frost build, or a dual wield build, it's very common that she will queue up Waterfowl Dance in the middle of one of your combos. That's because you're hitting once with each weapon and the status proc, and Waterfowl Dance is a counterattack. So one sword connects, brings her health down to that interval, then either the next sword or the bleed proc, frost proc, whatever it is going to bring out Waterfowl while you're still right in her face. So if you're using one of these builds and you land a big combo on her, I would say just immediately, preemptively start running away. Another very important factor to consider is that if Malenia hits you during Waterfowl or right after, and her lifesteal mechanic brings her health back up to one of these levels, she will actually get that same Waterfowl Dance back in her moveset again. So you'll have to back up, use a throwing knife or what have you again, and just not get hit the second time. Also, she won't necessarily counter with Waterfowl immediately. Sometimes she'll do a couple of dodges back and forth or a rush in first. So I usually use Fan of Daggers or throwing knives because they're very quick, and try and lure it out with like 3 or 4 of them. If she has it in her roster, it will come out then. Now, in phase 2, things get a little bit different. It still only comes out at these intervals. However, it's interchangeable with Scarlet Aeonia and the Phantom Spirit attack. Now, they're dodged in very similar ways. The Scarlet Aeonia runs sideways or towards her and jump. The Phantom Spirits run away or dodging sideways. And you can manipulate when they come out in the exact same way that we do it with Waterfowl, which just makes controlling the pacing of this fight much easier. Malenia pretty much goes from being the most unfair, frustrating boss to possibly the fairest boss. And if you're trying to go for one of those sweet, no damage fights, while it might be a bit of a cowardly strategy, this is certainly one of the most effective. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And remember, break the game, not your controller.